I'm investigating you to see whether you are impaired while driving. That's all I'm doing right now. All right. It means you are driving under the influence of alcohol or driving under the influence of a drug, and that drug or alcohol could have impaired your ability to operate the car appropriately. I think out of all the other officers that are in our unit, I'm the only one that's had a personal loss. And that being my sister, I understand my sister wasn't a bad person. I mean, she was a mother with 2 kids. She'd never committed a crime, never gone to jail, and she was just a normal person. But she chose to go to a bar with a friend and had a few drinks and then chose to drive. And I keep using the word chose because it's still a choice. Impaired or not, you chose to drive. And she chose to drive impaired, and it caused a crash, and it cost her her life. So knowing who she was before that, when I investigate a person to see if they're a DWI, that's the first thing I try to do is treat them as a normal person, because most of them are not criminals. Most of them are just everyday people like you and I that just made a really bad decision that night. So that's how I try to treat them. Well, I started out as a teacher because I was what you call a gym rat, loved sports, all sports, and my goal was to be a teacher and a coach. And so I was actually a head coach at Sam Houston High School here in Arlington, the head cross country and track coach, and I coached for 10 years. But again, I lost my sister while I was teaching and coaching, and I went through a few years of depression, and I guess by the 3rd year I realized being depressed and missing her wasn't changing, that there were still people getting into crashes. There were still people going out and drinking and driving. So that's when I got the idea to be a police officer and maybe make a difference and get the people off the street. Sometimes it's hard. Sometimes you get someone that's just the nicest person in the world and you feel bad for them. Sometimes they'll tell you, again, they're impaired, so I try not to take anything they say personally, but sometimes they'll say, "You're ruining my life. What are you doing to me?" And I just have to keep telling myself this is not going to ruin their life. They just think at that moment it is. And I just have to do my job and not take anything they say personally. Because sometimes people can be very cruel when they're impaired. And I just try to do my job the best I can and just try to treat them with respect like anyone else as best I can. I'm still passionate about it. If that passion goes away, or if maybe I just want to try something else, then that day comes, then I will. But been in the unit 10 years, I still love it. So.